Okay, it's Mr. Riedemann here, and I'm doing the screencast for how to take your data and put it into an Excel chart. So what you want to do first is do your split screen, so that way you can watch this video, you can pull it up on the side just like this, and as you may see here, you guys might be interested in this. See these banners? Not too many colleges in Michigan can show that, so be careful there. This is, and oh yeah, wait. Early signing period, that's today. Check this out. Indiana's got a top 5 recruiting class coming in, so just side information here. But you want an extra window up here to watch the video, and then you can pull up your Excel and then pause the video, and then do what I want you guys to do is take your data and actually pause the video and walk along with me here. So with the other screencasts, you've already seen how to get it into this format. So first thing you're going to want to do is highlight your data. So you just simply click and drag. You're going to hit insert, and you actually need a line chart is what we're going to be doing, and then you get to pick whether it's 2D line, one with the line markers, or just go with this first top left one. You're going to need to keep it pretty straightforward. Now you're going to get a chart that looks like this, which you've got a flat line across here, and you're going to have 3 series. Well, really we only have 2 series. The way this is set up, column A here, you can see this column. Column A is your time. Column B is one of your outputs. Column C is another one of your outputs. And I'm going to leave it up to you guys to figure out which one is which for B and C. You should be able to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert here. I'm going to right click, insert a row, so that way I can put titles on here. So let's say that's time, and I'm not saying this is right. You need to go back and look at your program and see which is which and label it. And if I could spell right, I could label it. So that way you've got that on there. So next you want to click on the actual chart, so that way it's highlighted. You can see here how it's highlighted around it. Then you're going to right click. Then you're going to go to this select data, and what that's going to do is pop up this select data screen here, and then you're going to change this to really, we don't really need series 1 here, so we're going to double check it, and it's A, and so we're going to remove that. And as we do, you're going to see that the data chart changed here. So now we've got just a flat line, and then we've got this data. So that's what actually you're going to be charting. This horizontal axis label, you can keep it as this, but what I'd prefer you to do is pick the actual data, and then what that's going to do is put it across on your x-axis label, because that's your time, and that's what you want to show there. Here, if you click on Series 2, you click Edit, you're going to have 2 options. The series name, it generically puts in Series 2 here, but we want to click on the cell that we typed up here. So if you hit OK, you're going to see it change. So now it's going to, whatever you type into that is what's going to be in there. So then we go to Series 3, we click on Edit, we want to change the series name to be Acceleration. Click OK, then it's going to change that on the chart. So now we hit OK, and you've got a little bit better of a chart here. It looks much better anyway, but we're not quite done yet. So let's say we decide this is really acceleration, and this is pressure. You can see you just change it on the cell. The chart automatically looks back to the cell because of the linkage you just set up, and it's going to change that name here. So let's go back and put it back to pressure, and then sorry, can't spell tonight. So that's it. Now you're asking, these numbers are kind of in the way. You want to reformat the chart, do something like that. Well, depending on which part of the chart you click, as you can see, I'm clicking on different things. So if I click on this x-axis, and then I right-click, then I go to Format Axis, that pulls up this little menu window. And x-axis, you can see it's next to axis. Let's put it low. Well, you can see there, I'm going to slide this over so you can see it a little bit better. It puts it at the bottom. You can make it none, where it doesn't show up at all. You can put it high, where you can put it at the top. You can put it wherever you want. I think it looks best right now with it being on the low side. So you can click close. If you want to go over here and format the major grid lines, you can change how they look. Actually, what I was hoping to get to, there we go, is format axes. And what you can do too, you can click on fix. So like here's the minimum, and right now it's at -40. Let's say we wanted it at -30. Well, you just type in -30, and then it's going to change it automatically on the chart to -30. And then what it went ahead and did was change this 130 to kind of match that. They've got the major grid lines to at certain intervals. Oops. And that's, as you can see there, what I did was I right-clicked on the full chart. If you right-click on the full chart, it gives you different options. So depending on what you want to change is what you really want to highlight or click, and then click on the format axis or whatever you end up wanting to do. So let's say we want this to be fixed at 110, so we'll change that to 110. And we click close, and you can see the chart changed. So you can play with your chart like that, make it do different things, make this different size depending on what you want to show, what you're trying to do. But this is some pretty good Excel work. It's a good little thing to learn, because later on in life, you know, the engineers and the people that want to do this are going to be the ones that are going to, you know, once you learn to do it, you're going to be the ones getting the jobs, and the managers are going to come to you and say, hey, we want you to make these charts because you're good at it, and they're used everywhere. So it's a good little skill to learn, and it's also what I want you guys to do for your presentation. I want you to be able to take that data, put it into a readable chart. You may have to only highlight a certain amount of data. I didn't copy over everything, but you may only pick a certain amount because a lot of you had data before and data after and things like that. And that's okay. That's what this Excel is for, and you just pick the cells that you're going to need. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully you were able to pause it, go back and forth, rewind, do some things like that to actually be able to understand what I was telling you there. And obviously you can always ask me questions in class too, but I wanted to make sure I covered that. So that's it for today, and don't forget, Indiana recruiting class, really good job. So Michigan State's going to be in trouble for all you state fans, but they did get another player here, Gary Harris, Indiana player. It's going to be going to Michigan State, so that's pretty good for them. So kudos to Izzo and his boys up there. So, but hopefully that makes sense. Talk to you later.